Tell us what happened the first time the dog had to attack someone. What was the scenario? You found some guys rustling through your truck?
All right, well, this is what happened. Jen was waiting in the truck. I went to go do my daily round on the hour punch. As I come back, I see 3 dudes approaching my truck from the side. I guess they thought the truck was empty. You know? Jen realized what they were doing, heard them fiddling with the lock, and she jumped out of the car and pulled out a phone and tried to call the police. The gentleman already had 2x4s on him. I don't know.
Well, there's a lot of 2x4s laying around on that job.
It's construction, half construction site, you know, like, so as I'm actually like 100 yards away, coming out of the warehouse from where we parked. You know, we parked in a quiet area over there so we can just sit. But so as I'm walking up, I see the 3 guys, and Jen's on the phone in the middle of the call to the police.
So she's calling 911?
She's on the phone. I could hear her voice echoing through the parking lot, and I could hear word for word exactly what she's saying. When the first gentleman wheeled back with his 2x4 and clocked her square in the head.
Did she go down?
Knocked her unconscious.
Yes.
The phone splattered onto the ground?
The phone smashed, her glasses smashed, she had glasses on, her glasses smashed.
How serious was the injury to her head?
She was unconscious.
Pretty bad.
He'll show you the scar.
Good, show the scar.
7 staples. He opened us.
I can see
damn
it,
near
honey.
fractured her skull.
You wear your hair like that all the time now because of it.
Damn near fractured her skull. So he hit her, dude snuck up behind her and smashed her full blast with a 2x4
While she's on the phone with the police. This was on a 911 call.
And how
have this on a 911
And how did you respond to that? What did you do?
I started screaming. I ran, I darted over there, and I cut the dog loose. First, I warned him. I gave him an opportunity to back up. And he got more than a chance to back off.
Right.
I warned him, and I told him I was going to cut the dog loose. They approached me with the 2x4s. I sent the dog right away. He attacked the first guy.
Where did he bite him?
Right on the inside of the leg, next to his
genitals.
Right there. The guy immediately, he was screaming, wheeled him back. He's trying to get him off with his hands, and he's getting his hands too at the same time because he was trying to pull him off.
Yeah.
So the dog lets loose the bite and jumps up and grabs him by the stomach and starts mauling him. Takes him down to the ground at this point. He's on the ground. He looses again, comes around and gets him on the top of his trap and starts ragging him. Now, as this is going on, they're trying to hit my dog with the 2x4s. One guy took off, backed up like 50 feet. He was scared to death. The other guy pulls up, he raises his 2x4, and they're trying to hit my dog. The dog's wheeling around, so he couldn't get a clean shot. As I came running up,
and all this time, Frankie's dragging the guy by the neck?
He's dragging him. At this point, he has him on his cheek now. He has his neck and his cheek, and the guy's skin was stretched out. It looked like a piece of rubber just being stretched. He was getting dragged.
How far would you say the dog dragged him?
He dragged him about 20 yards all over the place, and more than 20 yards, but the distance-wise was 20 yards, but during the movement from one place to the other, he dragged the guy in circles around, like he was tossing this guy. This guy was wrecked, scary.
How bad would you say the damage was to the guy?
He had no cheek. He lost one of his testes. Lost half his ear. Multiple plastic surgeries. His leg, he got him by the front of his leg somehow during I didn't see it, but apparently he got him in his calf muscle and ripped his calf muscle out of his skin during, while he was ragging him. He was getting them everywhere.
And didn't one guy bust?
What happened was, that's exactly what happened. As he was ragging him, I ran up to distract, to get, I felt so bad, I tried to get the dog off him.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went to remove the dog from him, I bent over, the guy smashed me across my back with a 2x4 and dropped me to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
I got up on one knee, and he had the 2x4 raised over his head and was coming down upon my head. I blocked it with my arm. You could see the scar. The impact was so hard, he didn't break my arm, but I have a crater hole from the impact. Ripped open my arm. This was about the size of a $50 before. It was a gaping hole just from the impact of the 2x4 on my forearm.
So you block, so now you hit crushed over the back, you're on the ground, you block the second shot with your arm with the 2x4, then what happened?
I fall down. I see them going to hit my wife again with the 2x4.
Was she up by this time again? Did she get up again?
Yeah, no, she's not down. She's trying to get up. At this point,
2x4 on this side, and
the dog, they
hit.
hit, after he hit me, they hit the dog with a 2x4.
You can't really see it
across
too
the back.
much.
Wait, hold on. Show this for a second. Then they hit the dog.
They swear, after he dropped me to the ground, the second shot, I couldn't get up. I tried with every fiber of my human being to get up. The pain was so great that I was almost paralyzed. I felt paralyzed with pain. I couldn't move my legs.
So then
So I'm watching as I'm screaming for my dog to come to my side, and as I scream for the dog, he's in the middle of a bite still. The guy raises a 2x4 and crushes him across the center of his back.
Crushes your dog.
Yeah. He fucking let go of the bite and ran around and hit that guy with the 2x4. He backed him off.
So now he transferred to that guy.
He hurt my dog, and the dog let go.
And the dog let go and then attacked him.
Ran around him. He circled him. Like, I guess he was trying to come out of the pain or whatever. He circled the guy and then came in for the attack and got him on his arm and disarmed him immediately, just like we showed him. Took the 2x4 away from him.
Do you so honestly, if it was just you and Jen there with these guys, as determined as they seemed, and the dog wasn't there, do you think that you, like?
No, we wouldn't have been dead. Nobody would have. The police. Thank God she was able to say where we were before she got crushed.
And when the police showed up, what was their attitude about the dog and the people and stuff?
They thought I was worried. I told the police immediately. I told the police that the dog attacked. The guys got away. Listen to what happened. The third guy that ran away jumped in their van and came. And as the dog was attacking, one guy was already down and out. And as the second guy was getting attacked, he tried to run us over. And I rolled out of the way of the van, and they all piled in the van, and they got away. So when the police got there, they were gone already, and we were laying there in blood.
He was nervous about the cops coming and take the dog.
I was scared
They were gonna confiscate.
It's not, you don't see many pit bulls doing security work.
But the cops actually said, "Good for them. You're lucky to have this dog."
And these guys are some well-known criminals who they suspect.
Oh yeah,
right?
they were
Yes.
drug addict, drug dealing. Like
The cops pretty much knew who it was.
They knew it instantly. As soon as
The cops knew two of them.
They
The
had
only
cops
one
by
they
the
didn't know
house.
was the black one, but the black guy got.
You know, I'd like to hear from you,
Whoa.
Jen. How bad would you describe the injuries that the guys received from Frank?
It was bad.
How bad?
It was so bad that I actually felt bad for him, even though I almost got killed. And I was begging Josh to please get Frankie off him.
You were describing to me earlier the guy's stomach and stuff. What?
Yeah, you can actually see he got bit so
the
bad in
guy-
his stomach.
Let you work on
You
it.
can actually see the inside of his stomach. You can see the inside, like not just meat. You can actually see in
His
his stomach.
abdominal wall.
Like
Okay.
his-
And how about
yeah.
the guy's neck and his face? How bad was that down?
It was really bad. I mean, this guy was black and his face was white, pink. His whole face. Half his ear was already gone.
He walks with a walker now. I see.
Yeah.
He's the only one that got away without getting arrested. Believe it or not.
The other guys got arrested, and the
Other guys
case
going
is
to
still
How
got.
much
The other
time
guy's going to
is there
prison.
a police report to back all this up?
There's a
Yes,
police
there is.
report at the 4th precinct on Broadway in Hewlett.
The fourth precinct in Hewlett, in Nassau County.
I think it was April 29th.
Both NYPD and the 4th precinct from Nassau County came because it's
They
borderline
put joint-
Queens, but because it was more Nassau County, even though it's borderline far
Yeah, it's
out
right
away,
on the borderline.
right on the
I know.
borderline,
It was joint
Nassau County
effort
took
to
it over.
apprehend them.
Nassau County took over, and they have the police report. And actually, the detectives told me that they caught the black guy, and not only like the injuries we thought Frankie did, but he's missing 2 fingers now too, his thumb and his index.
So the guy's missing 2 fingers, half his ear, his face is chewed off, and he walks on the walker permanently, like
Yes.
probably permanently. They're permanently damaged from the dog.
His face.
But let's make it really clear that you two, definitely Jen probably, you two probably would have been left for dead if
Dead.
if Frankie didn't do what he did.
Yeah, most likely me, because once they hit me that first time, they wanted to keep hitting me. If it wasn't for Frankie, I would definitely.
I wanted to interject when I first saw the injury to Jen's head with the staples. The injury was so wide, the gape in her head was so wide that the staples weren't even able to close it. And it infuriated me so much that these guys were on the lam that I was ready to hunt them down myself. And it was only Josh who calmed me down and said, no, the police already know who they are. They've identified them. Basically, it was 2 white guys and 1 black guy.
Yeah.
It's 3 people
But they're
involved in this.
notorious.
But these are notorious criminals known to the area and already wanted for similar crimes.
Did they get sentenced yet, or are they still in
The guy who hit Jen with a 2x4 might not even get out of prison. He's a 3-time loser. This is the 4th time, and he's facing 15 or better.
what are they getting, like attempted murder almost? Like
Yes.
Murder.
attempted murder.
Assault with a deadly weapon, attempted murder, child endangerment. Reckless endangerment or something.
And what did the police say about your dog? What did they say to you about your dog? That your dog?
They thought he deserved a medal. The first thing I told the cop was, listen, you gotta find this guy because he's gonna die somewhere. That's how bad it was. I told the guys, my dog mauled this guy so bad that he's gonna die somewhere. I said, and if he doesn't find him dead, check the hospital if you want to arrest him. From what I heard through the grapevine months later, is that he went to the hospital out of state.
Out of state.
Out of state. They rushed him I think it was to New Jersey, and that's where he was treated for his injuries.
Unbelievable. Thank you so much for sharing the story. I guess, Dom, I don't know if you want to explain why we wanted this on video.
I just wanted this as a credible.
Even the guy that tried to run us over with the car in the end, he's going to jail for 5 or better. It's bad.
I mean, if you need the police reports put on as part of your records, we can definitely give them to you. We also have pictures when, they took pictures of my head. When the first
When it
happened.
was split between my ribs,
Yes.
my kidney was
So if
still
you like
enlarged
that, I can definitely
from
get
this.
that for you.
This is
Your kidney's
what is
still-
9 months later.
You're still suffering
I'm
injuries.
still suffering. My kidney's still enlarged. I take medication. I have to take an oral steroid to heal my kidney
Remember what you told me after this happened, that Frankie's rent is paid for the
for the
rest
rest of his life.
Definitely.
He doesn't even have to do it again. I actually went and I bought another dog from Don.
Yeah, so now you have a Donovan Pincher and Frank.
Yes, I have Donovan Pincher.
I feel,
Yes.
again.
The guy's really in trouble.
Yeah.
If 1 dog can handle 3 guys, these 2 dogs forget about it.